I participated in the biggest online tournament so far, Grand Champions Festival, which was hosted by Squaw VGC. It was my first time ever competing in a VGC tournament, and these are 7 lessons that I learned by participating in that tournament. But before that, I would like to thank Squaw VGC, Jack the Spadesman, and all the other people who contributed massively to the resounding success of the tournament. The team I used in the tournament is a Hisuian Typhlosion focus team that is more offense-oriented, and I have covered it in a previous video. The first lesson: sometimes you just get outclassed. My first match is against Pucafe, a seasoned veteran in the Spanish scene who even won first place in a different tournament. Long story short, even from team building up until piloting the team, I got completely outclassed and demolished. Mega Venusaur is a tough matchup for both Hisuian Typhlosion and Mega Floette, so I had to play around the rest of the team members to take them down. Unfortunately, Pucafe didn't give me an inch at all and swept me with a clean 2-0 to take round 1. Second lesson: sometimes you do outclass people. My second match is against Moxington. This is his team list. As you can see, his team building is very unoptimized, and you'll see his gameplay is also lacking. Their team is a snow team, featuring Mega Froslass, Alola Ninetales, among many others. However, the lack of the move Protect in the team is detrimental to their performance. In terms of skill level, you will most likely fall according to the bell curve to start with, assuming that you have watched other VGC content creators like Wolfie and Cybertron, as well as being intentional in improving your matches. Because they're running said snow team, my team naturally had an advantage, and with the help of a couple eruptions, I was able to make a clean 2-0 to take round 2. Third one: most often, and especially down the line in the tournament, you will be paired up with someone who is more similar to your skill level. More often than not, after some matches, the skill level of players will adjust accordingly. My third match against Primal Goat is a testament of how skillful piloting and adaptation is important during best of 3 matches, and had I not played the way I did, I may have lost the best of 3. In the first match, I was able to preserve Mega Floette through Friend Guard, but in game 2, I was too aggressive, and Mega Floette got one shot instead, leaving me in the back foot. I tried my best to claw back, but with Mega Floette down it was difficult. In game 3, I adjusted accordingly and brought Paldean Tauros, a team that matches up really well against most of their team, but I didn't bring it due to the presence of Pelipper in their team. In game 3, my opponent didn't bring their Pelipper, and I was able to take the win after Paldean Tauros was able to dish out good damage to most of their team. Fourth lesson: prepare for matches that will induce tilt. Tilt can be induced by RNG, by misplace both from gameplay and the mons that you choose to bring forth, among many other factors. At least for me, it was especially tilting, knowing that I would have gotten a massive advantage had I brought one specific Pokemon that I left behind. My fourth match is against Oscar, and I think our skill level is also quite similar. However, due to a misplay that I did in my first game, which is by leaving Whimsicott behind, losing speed control over my team, I felt a bit tilted going to the second game. In the second game, I did bring Whimsicott, but there are moments in my gameplay where I positioned myself poorly and was unable to claw back a win, which made me down 2-0 in this match, giving Oscar the win. Fifth lesson: remember, you're not only playing against a team, but also an opponent. What I mean by this is that there's a human element behind the team building and piloting of the team. If you can get a sense of the person's playstyle and mental condition, you can get ahead. My fifth match is against Roy Keane Kennedy, which based on their in-game champion title and showdown profile, assuming it's them, seems to be a very skilled player. And at a glance it seems I am at a disadvantage due to the presence of Mega Venusaur. Learning from the first match and going into this one, I have devised a game plan where Typhlosion in the Sun can deal decent damage to Mega Venusaur, and hopefully the rest of my team can clean up against them. But with Sableye on the opposing team, I decided to lead with Mega Floette first while having Typhlosion clean up in the late game. Throughout the matches, there are multiple times where Mega Venusaur could have easily dealt decent damage through Sludge Bobbing my Floette or Whimsicott, Earth Powering my Kingambit or Typhlosion, but for some reason, they prioritized Leech Seed over those two moves. Perhaps it's due to their EV spreads, or over-predicting that I'm going to switch, but had they clicked more offensive moves more often and landing them, I might have lost one or even both matches. I cleaned up the match 2-0, but it was definitely close and quite the back and forth. After the match, I realized that he lives in Australia. It was already around 2 AM in my time, so I guess Roy is operating in an even more sleep-deprived and subpar condition than me, which may have contributed in the way he played his team. Sixth one. Never hesitate to call a judge if you see a potential rule violation. As the tournament goes on, there is a potential unfair advantage that people can gain using the spectate feature. The advantage of the spectators is that they can see both players' Pokemon's HP. It is not shown in percentages, but rather the exact value. The spectator can inform the players and run some calcs to get exact information within the match. In the Grand Champions Festival Discord, there is an announcement regarding this, and basically they prohibit spectators at all except for those who are understaffed. My match against Hugo Almono started off as a loss, but luckily, as I was recording the match, I noticed that there is a third player in the lobby. I immediately reported to the judge regarding what I found, and after deliberation from the judge team, long story short, Hugo Almono got a warning, because he wasn't in the Discord to be in the loop regarding the rules change, and my Game 1 loss turned into a Game 1 win. This has a tilt potential for Hugo, and also boost me up in terms of momentum. In Game 2, I felt better and played much better compared to Game 1, and even though my FLUDD was down to 2 HP at one point during this game, had I not pressed on the issue, perhaps my run would have ended then and there. And lastly, the 7th lesson. Find a tournament more suitable for your time zone, or at least prepare a lot beforehand if you're going to participate in a match that is in an unsuitable time zone. At this time, it was already around 4 AM in my time, and I just couldn't concentrate. My first game against Milk Sandwich was a resounding loss. I wasn't able to think clearly for my adaptation in Game 2. They had Farigiraf that threatened to Trick Room, but for some reason I didn't bring King Gambit in Game 2, which in turn I was unable to position correctly for Game 2, and it ended quicker than Game 1. It was around 4:30 by this time, and I just clunked out to bed. All in all, my very first VGC tournament was a blast. Because it's a global tournament, it's understandable that some regions will get shafted because you can't accommodate for all time zones. In my wins and my losses, the thrill of Pokemon battling is what continues to drive me in this content creation sphere. Let me know if you like more content like this by leaving a like, comment what you think of the video below, and subscribe to support the channel. Gotta bounce!